Most people think poverty is about money, but that's a lie. Poverty is about character. I've met millionaires who are spiritually broke and janitors who are rich in every way that matters. The real poverty epidemic isn't in your bank account, it's in your daily habits. While you're complaining about the economy, about your boss, about your circumstances, you're missing the real enemy. The enemy isn't out there trying to keep you down. The enemy is inside you, and its name is laziness. It's been feeding on your excuses, growing stronger every day you choose comfort over growth. And here's what nobody wants to admit. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're a victim of your choices. You know what's killing more dreams than all other diseases combined? Laziness. And here's the scary part. Most people don't even know they have it. It's not cancer. It's not heart disease. It's not diabetes. The most dangerous disease in the world is laziness, and it's killing more dreams than all other diseases combined. You see, laziness is unique among diseases because it doesn't attack your body first. It attacks your mind, your spirit, your potential. And here's the scary part. Most people don't even know they have it. They think they're just taking it easy, being comfortable, waiting for the right moment. But that's exactly how this disease works. It disguises itself as reasonable thinking. I remember when I was 25 years old, working as a stock clerk, making pennies. I had all these dreams, all these plans. I was going to be successful someday. I was going to make something of myself. But you know what I was really doing? I was waiting. Waiting for the right opportunity. Waiting for someone to give me a chance. Waiting for the perfect moment to start. That's when my mentor, Earl Schoaf, sat me down and said something that changed my life forever. He said, "Jim, you've got the disease." I said, "What disease?" He said, "The disease of laziness. And if you don't cure it soon, it's going to kill everything good inside you." Now, laziness doesn't look like what you think it looks like. Lazy people aren't always lying on the couch watching television. Some of the laziest people I know are busy all day long. They're busy being busy, but they're not busy doing the things that matter. They're busy avoiding the things that matter. Laziness shows up as procrastination. I'll start my diet on Monday. I'll call that prospect next week. I'll read that book when I have more time. Laziness shows up as excuses. I don't have enough money to start. I don't have enough education. I don't have the right connections. Laziness shows up as comfort zone addiction. This job isn't great, but it's secure. This relationship isn't perfect, but it's comfortable. This life isn't exciting, but it's predictable. Here's what laziness costs you. It costs you your dreams. Every day you don't take action toward your goals, your dreams get a little dimmer, a little more distant, a little less real. It costs you your potential. You were born with gifts, with talents, with possibilities that are unique to you, but if you don't use them, you lose them. It costs you your self-respect. Deep down, you know when you're not giving your best. You know when you're settling. You know when you're living below your potential, and that knowledge eats away at you. But here's the most tragic cost of laziness: regret. At the end of your life, you won't regret the things you tried and failed at. You'll regret the things you never tried at all. You'll regret the chances you didn't take, the dreams you didn't pursue, the person you never became. The good news is this: laziness is a choice. It's not a condition you're stuck with. It's not something you inherit. It's not something that happens to you. It's something you do. And because it's something you do, it's something you can stop. But first, you need to recognize the symptoms. You need to diagnose yourself honestly. Are you procrastinating on important things? Are you making excuses instead of making progress? Are you staying comfortable instead of growing? Are you planning instead of doing? Let me tell you how this disease progresses. It starts small. You skip one workout. You put off one phone call. You delay one important conversation. And your mind says, "No big deal, I'll do it tomorrow." But here's what happens. Every time you give in to laziness, you make it easier to give in the next time. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you strengthen the lazy muscle and weaken the discipline muscle. It's like compound interest, but in reverse. Instead of your money growing, your laziness grows. Instead of your investments multiplying, your excuses multiply. Instead of time working for you, time works against you. I've seen this happen to so many people. They start with such promise, such potential. They have dreams, they have plans, they have good intentions. But they also have lazy habits. And over the months and years, the lazy habits win. The dreams fade. The plans get dusty. The potential goes unrealized. Physical laziness is obvious. You can see it. But mental laziness is more dangerous because it's hidden. Mental laziness is when you stop learning, stop growing, stop challenging yourself. It's when you watch television instead of reading books. It's when you gossip instead of planning. It's when you complain instead of creating. And here's something interesting about lazy people. They often have the most elaborate plans. They can tell you exactly what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, when they're going to start. Their plans are perfect. Their strategies are brilliant. Their intentions are pure. But their actions are absent. They're planning to plan. They're getting ready to get ready. They're preparing to prepare, but they're not doing. And in the marketplace of life, you get paid for doing, not for planning. Here's the truth about laziness. It's often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. So instead of facing the fear and taking action anyway, people choose laziness. They choose to stay safe, stay small, stay stuck. But here's what I learned from my mentor and what I want to share with you today. The antidote to laziness is consistency, not intensity, not perfection, consistency. You see, most people think they need to make dramatic changes. They think they need to work 18 hours a day, read 5 books a week, exercise 3 times a day. But that kind of intensity is impossible to maintain. It leads to burnout, frustration, and eventually back to laziness. Consistency is different. Consistency is doing something small every day without exception over a long period of time. It's the tortoise, not the hare. It's the steady drip of water that eventually carves through the rock. When I was struggling financially, I didn't need to read 20 books that month. I needed to read 20 pages that day. I didn't need to make 100 phone calls that week. I needed to make 1 phone call that day. I didn't need to change everything about my life overnight. I needed to change 1 small thing about my day every day. Let me tell you why consistency beats intensity every time. When you're consistent, you build momentum. And momentum is a powerful force. When you're consistent, you build confidence. Every day you follow through on your commitment to yourself. You prove to yourself that you can be trusted. When you're consistent, you build competence. You get better at whatever you're doing because you're doing it regularly. But here's the real magic of consistency. It compounds. Just like money in the bank earns interest, consistent actions earn results. Small daily improvements add up to remarkable transformations over time. I remember when I started working on my personal development, I committed to reading just 10 pages a day. Some people laughed. They said, "Jim, 10 pages, that's nothing. I can read 10 pages in 15 minutes. But I stuck with it. 10 pages a day for a year is 3,650 pages. That's about 12 books. 12 books a year is 120 books in 10 years. Show me someone who has read 120 personal development books, and I'll show you someone whose life has been transformed. The same principle applies to everything. Want to get in shape? Don't commit to working out for 2 hours a day. You won't stick with it. Commit to doing 20 push-ups every morning. Want to build wealth? Don't try to save half your income. You won't stick with it. Commit to saving $5 every day. Want to improve your relationships? Don't try to become the perfect spouse or parent overnight. Commit to saying 1 kind thing to your family every day. Consistency is a skill. It's not something you're born with or without. It's something you develop. And like any skill, the more you practice it, the better you get at it. Here's how you start building consistency. You start ridiculously small. So small that it's almost embarrassing. So small that you can't fail. If you want to start exercising, don't commit to running 5 miles. Commit to putting on your running shoes every day. If you want to start eating better, don't commit to a complete diet overhaul. Commit to eating one piece of fruit every day. Why start so small? Because the goal isn't the action itself. The goal is building the habit of consistency. Once you prove to yourself that you can do something small every day, for 30 days you can gradually increase it. The key is daily disciplines. Not weekly disciplines, not monthly disciplines, daily disciplines. Because life is built on days. Your health is the result of what you do most days. Your wealth is the result of what you do most days. Your relationships are the result of what you do most days. Most people think discipline is hard, but here's what I've learned. Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. Now let me give you the practical prescription for curing laziness with consistency. First, choose one area of your life where you want to see improvement. Don't try to change everything at once. Focus on one thing. Maybe it's your health, your finances, your relationships, or your personal development. Second, identify one small action you can take every day in that area. Make it so small that you can do it even on your worst day. If you choose health, maybe it's drinking one extra glass of water. If you choose finances, maybe it's reading one page of a finance book. If you choose relationships, maybe it's sending one encouraging text to someone you care about. Third, do that action every day for 30 days. No exceptions. Not 28 days, not 29 days, 30 days. Mark it on a calendar. Create a visual reminder of your consistency. Fourth, don't rely on motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel motivated, some days you won't. Instead, create a system. Make your consistent action part of your routine. Do it at the same time every day. Connect it to something you already do consistently. Fifth, prepare for setbacks. You'll have days when you don't want to do it. You'll have days when you forget. You'll have days when life gets in the way. That's normal. The key is getting back on track immediately. Don't let one missed day become 2 missed days. Don't let 2 missed days become a missed week. 6, track your progress. Keep a record of your consistency. There's something powerful about seeing a chain of successful days. It motivates you to keep the chain going. 7th, gradually increase your standard. After 30 days of consistent action, you can slowly increase what you're doing. If you've been doing 20 push-ups, maybe increase to 25. If you've been reading 10 pages, maybe increase to 15. But here's the most important part. Celebrate your consistency. Recognize that every day you follow through, you're curing the disease of laziness. You're building the muscle of discipline. You're becoming a different person. You see, consistency doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you are. When you consistently take action despite not feeling like it, you become someone who follows through. When you consistently choose growth over comfort, you become someone who isn't afraid of challenges. When you consistently do what you say you're going to do, you become someone who can be trusted, especially by yourself. The person you become through consistent action is more valuable than any external result you achieve, because who you become is permanent. Results can be lost, but character endures. I've seen this transformation happen countless times. I've seen people go from lazy to disciplined, from stuck to growing, from dreaming to achieving, and it always starts the same way, with one small, consistent action. There was a man who attended one of my seminars. He weighed over 300 pounds. He had tried every diet, every exercise program, every quick fix. Nothing worked because he couldn't stick with anything. I told him to forget about losing weight. I told him to focus on walking to the end of his driveway and back every day for 30 days. He thought I was crazy. He said, "Jim, walking to my mailbox isn't going to help me lose 100 pounds. I said, "You're right, but it's going to help you become the kind of person who does what he says he's going to do. And that person can lose 100 pounds. He did it. 30 days of walking to his mailbox. Then he increased it to walking around the block, then 2 blocks, then a mile. Within 2 years, he had lost over 100 pounds, but more importantly, he had gained something even more valuable. the identity of a disciplined person. That's the power of consistency. It gives you a new identity. Instead of saying, I'm lazy, you start saying, I'm disciplined. Instead of saying, I can't stick with anything, you start saying, I follow through on my commitments. Instead of saying, I'll start tomorrow, you start saying, I start today. Now here's what happens when you build a reputation with yourself for consistency. Opportunities start showing up. Why? Because people can count on you. They know that when you say you'll do something, you'll do it. They know that when you start something, you'll finish it. They know that when you commit to something, you'll follow through. Success isn't complicated. It's the result of simple disciplines practiced every day. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people isn't talent, education, or luck. It's consistency. Successful people do consistently what unsuccessful people do occasionally. Think about the wealthiest person you know. I guarantee they have consistent daily habits around money. They consistently track their expenses. They consistently invest. They consistently look for opportunities. They consistently learn about finances. Think about the healthiest person you know. They consistently eat well. They consistently exercise. They consistently get enough sleep. They consistently manage their stress. Think about the happiest person you know. They consistently practice gratitude. They consistently nurture their relationships. They consistently work on personal growth. They consistently choose positive thoughts over negative ones. Consistency is available to everyone. It doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, or what mistakes you've made in the past. You can start being consistent today, right now, this moment. But here's the urgency. Every day you delay, every day you choose laziness over consistency is a day you can't get back. Time is the one resource you can't earn more of, can't save up, can't borrow. Once it's gone forever. Your life is the sum of your days, and your days are the sum of your choices. Every day you're choosing between laziness and consistency, between comfort and growth, between who you are and who you could become. The cure for laziness isn't complicated. It's consistent action, small daily disciplines that compound over time into remarkable results. The question isn't whether this works. The question is whether you'll work it. Some of you listening today have been waiting for permission to start. Some of you have been waiting for the perfect plan. Some of you have been waiting for the right time. But permission comes from you. The plan gets better as you go, and the right time is now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until next month. Start today. Choose one small action. Commit to doing it every day. Begin the cure for laziness with the medicine of consistency. Your future self is counting on the decision you make today. Will you continue to let laziness rob you of your potential, or will you start building the habit of consistency that will transform your life? The choice is yours. The time is now. The cure is in your hands. Let me share with you one more story before we part ways today. There was a farmer who had two fields. Both fields had the same soil, the same sunlight, the same rainfall. In the first field, he planted seeds and then waited. He thought nature will take care of everything. The rain will come, the sun will shine, the plants will grow. And you know what happened? Weeds took over that field. The few plants that did grow were weak, sickly, struggling to survive among the weeds. In the second field, he planted the same seeds, but every day he went out to that field. He pulled the weeds. He watered the plants during dry spells. He protected them from pests. He cultivated the soil. He was consistent in his care. And that field, it produced a harvest beyond his wildest dreams. Your life is like those two fields. Laziness is like leaving your field unattended. You think things will just work out. You think success will just happen. You think your dreams will just come true. But life doesn't work that way. Weeds grow faster than crops. Excuses multiply quicker than results. Problems compound faster than solutions. Consistency is like tending your field every day. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's doing the work when no one is watching. It's planting seeds of action when you can't see the harvest yet. But here's something most people don't understand about consistency. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. You don't have to be perfect every day. You just have to be present every day. You don't have to do everything right. You just have to do something right. I've learned that life will test your consistency. There will be days when everything goes wrong. Your alarm doesn't go off. Your car breaks down. Your computer crashes. Your kids get sick. Your boss has a bad day. Life throws you curveballs. And on those days, the lazy voice in your head will say, see, this is why you shouldn't even try. This is why consistency. But that's exactly when consistency matters most. That's when you prove to yourself what you're made of. That's when you separate yourself from the crowd. Anyone can be consistent when it's easy. Champions are consistent when it's hard. The path from lazy to consistent isn't smooth. There will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be days when you want to quit. But every time you get back up, every time you start again, every time you choose consistency over comfort, you're building something inside yourself that can never be taken away. You're building character, you're building confidence, you're building the unshakable belief that you can do what you set out to do. And that belief becomes the foundation for everything else you achieve in life. There's something else I want you to understand about consistency in different areas of your life. In your health, being consistent with small, healthy choices creates energy. Energy creates motivation. Motivation creates more consistent choices. It's an upward spiral that leads to vitality and longevity in your finances. Being consistent with small savings creates security. Security creates confidence. Confidence creates better financial decisions. Better decisions create wealth. Wealth creates freedom. Freedom creates choices. In your relationships, being consistent with small acts of kindness creates trust. Trust creates intimacy. Intimacy creates deeper connections. Deeper connections create love. Love creates fulfillment in your career. Being consistent with small improvements creates competence. Competence creates recognition. Recognition creates opportunities. Opportunities create advancement. Advancement creates success. But here's what happens when you're inconsistent. In your health, skipping workouts occasionally becomes skipping workouts regularly. Small indulgences become big habits. Energy decreases. Motivation disappears. Health declines. In your finances, spending a little extra occasionally becomes spending a lot extra regularly. Small debts become big debts. Security disappears. Stress increases. Freedom vanishes. This is the law of cause and effect. This is the law of the harvest. You reap what you sow, but you reap it later. And you always reap more than you sow. If you sow laziness, you'll reap more laziness. If you sow consistency, you'll reap more than consistency. You'll reap success, fulfillment, and the life you've always wanted. The question is, what are you sowing today? With every choice you make, every action you take, every habit you practice, you're planting seeds. And those seeds will determine your harvest. Some of you might be thinking, Jim, I've tried this before. I've tried to be consistent. I've made commitments to myself, but I always end up quitting. How do I know this time will be different? Here's how you make it different. You change your approach. Instead of trying to change your life, change your day. Instead of trying to transform everything, transform one thing. Instead of trying to be consistent for the rest of your life, be consistent for the rest of today. Make today a masterpiece. Win today. And when tomorrow comes, make tomorrow a masterpiece too. String together enough masterpiece days, and you'll have a masterpiece life. Remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. The distance between your dreams and your reality is called action. And action, repeated consistently over time, is what closes that gap. Your dreams are not too big. Your time is not too short. Your resources are not too few. What's missing is not opportunity. What's missing is consistency. And consistency is not a talent you're born with. It's a skill you develop. It's a choice you make. It's a commitment you keep. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to be the same person you were yesterday, or you can choose to be a little bit better. You can choose to do the same things you did yesterday, or you can choose to do something that moves you forward. You can choose to think the same thoughts you thought yesterday, or you can choose to think thoughts that inspire action. Life is not happening to you. Life is responding to you. Your life is not determined by what happens around you. Your life is determined by what happens within you. And what happens within you is determined by the choices you make every single day. So I leave you with this challenge. For the next 30 days, choose consistency over comfort, choose action over analysis, choose progress over perfection, choose to show up even when you don't feel like it. Choose to do something even when you don't feel ready. Choose to move forward even when you can't see the whole staircase. Because at the end of those 30 days, you'll discover something remarkable. You'll discover that the person who started this journey and the person who completed it are not the same person. You'll discover that consistency didn't just change your actions, it changed your identity. And when your identity changes, the cure for laziness is in your hands. The prescription is consistency. The time to start is now. Your life is waiting.